What do we have here? Good morning, people. Um, you see the title on this one. We want to take a look at some of the fastest moving stocks right out the gate. So that's what we want to take a look at. Fastest moving stocks out the gate. So I am looking at sort of like a ticker on one of my other screens, and some things are really taking off. One of them that we're starting with is going to be a very quick, very short live, but it'll kind of give the viewers a glance at some of the things that are happening, taking place. So IONQ is the first one that's on my list. It is available. Very powerful bullish Gartley pattern. This one is just almost unreal. Just in the terms of how it reacted with basically a perfect fill, um, no drawdown, and with the expectancy that this Gartley pattern can win. Considering everything that's going on, the very volatile conditions and things of that sort, uncertainty and things like that. But right now, I don't have any complaints about this one. Of course, it did have to take quite a ride to even get there, but as always, good morning, Sean. Sean, I appreciate you for liking, and I saw another message that you put on one of the other um, videos suggesting that people come watch. And then, if you notice, when you come in and watch, this is what you walk right into. Something like a field bullish Gartley pattern already reacting. Of course, I'm looking at a larger time frame, 4 hour time frame, which would be the trading time frame for this one because that's where it was located. So in this case, there's no reason for me to drop down to a lower time frame. The Gartley pattern was found and filled on the 4 hour chart. So um, remember, we don't provide trade advice or provide trade signals. These videos are for educational and entertainment purposes only. Consult with your financial advisor before putting your capital at risk in these very volatile and dangerous markets where you can lose some or all of your capital if you don't know what you're doing. So, that being said, this was an opportunity that I took my eyes off for a while. There was another pattern present on IONQ maybe a week or so back that I took a shot at. And I did take a loss on it because I should have been waiting for this, and I'm just now seeing it. So, um, anyway, so IONQ is one of the ones on the fast moving list. I'm just going to be going through these kind of quick, just seeing what's there. If I got to do a little bit of a breakdown, I'll do that. SMCI, so let's jump over to Super Micro real quick. Let's just see what Super Micro has. And Sean, you keep saying that you want to do some forex, and I keep asking you to drop those forex pairs, but you haven't dropped them yet. So if you want to drop the forex pairs in this chat, I know some of the ones you like to look at, but if you want to drop somewhere in between 3 to 5 forex pairs in this chat, you can do so, and I'll swing around and like I said, I could make just a video off those. But we were going to go look at SMCI. We're going to go look at Super Micro because it's right now it's on the fast movers list and it's out the gate 6%. So unfortunate for me, he did not come down and fill our advanced pattern. He reacted to structure in a different way, which is okay, which is rare that you'll get um, um, a stock or something that'll run away from you. A lot of times, majority of the time, you'll usually get that fill, but not this time. He ran away, so we might have to do something else because there's no entry now. He basically blew up the trade opportunity by not providing an entry. The entry would have been down here at $30.59, but it never happened. So, but as you can see, this is one that is basically off to the races with a gap this morning. So I don't know if you're going to see a correction back into that to come back and fill that gap. Sometimes you see things like that, but I don't know. It's kind of hard to say. But let me just come into the first hour. The market's only been open for 15 minutes, 20 minutes, and then it just opened up with this gap. But what that does mean is there is a possibility for this to come back and fill this, but I'm no longer interested in it. So I'm just going to kind of take that one off, take a super micro off my radar. Oklo is out the gate at about 6%. So let's go look at OKLO. And this thing had suffered. Okay, so this one here, okay, bullish cipher pattern. We can come in a little bit closer, just a little bit. Bullish cipher pattern filled. Little bit of static before it looks like he was going to get going. Okay, little bit of a push down on Oklo, but still very, very amazingly priced right now at $26.95 and moving. And we could probably expect, like, if we just went ahead and kind of like set the targets up, C to D or high to low, and we looked at a TP1 and TP2 on this guy, it would look like this. It would look like this. We'd be entering about here, since this is when I'm making the video. And a target 1 would be there, a target 2 would be here. I wouldn't be so aggressive in today's climate, and I'd go ahead and just say the structure right here, that's what we'd be looking for, a little bit above the 382 with a pretty tight stop somewhere like that. I'm not going to calculate and do the actual real stop, but this is what the opportunity would look like for OKLO. You know, just unfortunately, people were not aware, and they were going through this bloodbath fall, going way back into, of course, early February. And that, again, you know, that's going to remain. I'm never going to get off that line. Not understanding advanced pattern recognition or harmonic patterns can be devastating to your trading life. Very, very important that you, I don't know, maybe it's just my opinion, but that you can add at least some of this to your trading system. I'll say that. All right, so that's what Oklo looks like. Who else is on the fast movers list? Never heard of this company called GRAL, but I do want to take a look at it, and we'll do this one live. So I shouldn't have any markups on this one because I don't recall ever looking at it. And there's really not much to make of it in terms of structure or what the heck is going on here. Maybe we could just do simple, just see what this correction is, and it looks like, okay, so I can see what's happening here. So even though we don't have an advanced pattern, kind of just like dropped into this zone in between 618 and 786. It looks like that's kind of like what's happening. And then the rest of the stuff does come into play with it being oversold at that point and then showing some bullish divergence, but not necessarily an advanced pattern kind of to go off. And if I'm just kind of like looking at, if I want to kind of like just key in and see what was happening and just kind of look at that trend. So trending bearish, obviously, but it looks like it absolutely would have been the time oversold at this point. I just wish there was a pattern there. I guess that's kind of like what I'm saying. And I don't want to try to force anything on here. I don't want to try to make a pattern. I don't want to try to just draw a pattern out of thin air just because. I think that's kind of what I'm trying to say with it. Now, if I wanted to, then this wouldn't be in our favor, because if I wanted to force a pattern out of here, there would probably be nope. It's not even a bat. So there is no pattern. I wanted to see if we had an advanced bat pattern. We don't. So the only thing that's here is basically the A to B is equal to CD action here, and that's where you see the reaction coming from right now. It's the only thing that's present here on this guy. But like I said, not something that I trade anyway. So he did complete and fill the A to B is equal to CD pattern. And remember, A to B is equal to CD pattern is a counter trend trade opportunity where you would trade at D, counter trend the opposite direction. So that is there. Look kind of small. Pump that up for you guys a little bit. So that A to B is equal to C. D, fill at D, slows down, oversold, bullish divergence, go. So that's kind of like why we see it kind of like hitting the radar on this particular ticker that I'm looking at. So who else is on here? There are a bunch of them on here. Palantir, very big popular one. PLTR. Palantir is on here. He's out the gate moving fast. This is kind of giving us like a review of what's happening, what's taking place. This is going to be basically this would be basically just trading off of Fibonacci and trend continuation all together using some of the same mechanisms. So you basically had this run here, new structure high or higher close, violating, taking these guys out here, basically a breakout. So let me just do this. Let me just say it like this. Basically breaking out of this area here. That's what happened. Okay. As he came up, broke and closed up out of there. But then this is just a correction. The problem with it is the correction came during the time of all the market uncertainty and things like that, which pushed it down even further, especially when you're talking about AI stocks and quantum computing, which Palantir falls into. Um, the good thing is it didn't correct down too far, but 786 is pretty steep. But 786 being a major Fibonacci level, you do see it hold, right? Because you're going to get a reaction at those major levels at 786. You're going to get a reaction at those major levels, and then you see the reaction. Now, the good thing, there is something good, is if we were in normal times, you would be dealing with classic trend continuation, and A to B is equal to CD action, meaning that all you would have to do is clone the A to B leg. Of course, you're going to see this a lot. Okay, so just always be aware of it. You're going to see this a lot because this is how the market moves when it's trending, and this is also how you determine your targets when you're projecting your targets. So if we were to, I'll show you something. I'll do this first, and then I'll go get the news and I'll match it up. Okay, so the Harmonic Trading Club has a potential target of $138.47 for Palantir. When that's going to be, it's kind of hard to say. We need a whole lot of things to settle out. Okay. The other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to match that with an extension because I do want to try to see if there's confluence between the A to B is equal to CD pattern. Racial confluence, meaning that they're lining up with each other or overlapping each other or sitting on top of each other. And they almost are, not to the tune of like really matched up sitting exactly, but they are in the same range. Basically, this would be my target for something like Palantir. Okay. That would be my target for Palantir, somewhere between $138 and $139. Now, to let you know how this works, what I will do is I will go and bring on the news for them. Okay, so, and then I will see what the news projected target for it is, and it's going to be in here somewhere. They said their 1 year target price is $95.28, which would be nowhere. 95 and 28, somewhere in here. So they don't project this going anywhere, but there's no reason to suggest that when, if this trends, the first thing that's going to happen. So they just have a very low expectation of Palantir. They don't believe that it'll go anywhere near the $124 that it was before. I believe in technical theory that you will see a retest of that price. And then once that's broken and closed beyond, you will see an extended price action towards the $138 to $142 range. So, and please believe me, they're not always right. They're not always right. Their rating is neutral on it. And wait, their technical rating is neutral on it. That's why they can't go any higher than that. Now, they might have some access to some data that I don't have. I'm going off of pure raw technicals and market structure. So that's fine. The correction down to 786 is fine. We'd have liked that to been at 618. 786 is fine, which is the same completion and entry that you would get if this were a cipher pattern. If there was, let's say, a cipher pattern in here, it would have completed at the 786. Okay, does that make sense? Just trying to go ahead and just use the technicals to make sense of it. So you're kind of getting like cipher pattern reaction without all the other stuff in the middle. Probably could have been a cipher pattern here, but of course you got this void here. You got this stupid gap in here. So that's kind of like what's actually just, you really behind the scenes, you got a filled cipher pattern right here for Palantir that's operating. And if anybody understands anything about the cipher pattern, that thing is very powerful and has absolutely the capability of doing what I said it could do. So I don't understand the analyst sentiments suggesting that Palantir isn't going anywhere. I just don't. Maybe they are the ones that need a little bit more data. Let's see who else is in here. Did want to talk about this guy? He is kicking butt, and this is Archer. And if there's any other stocks that you guys want me to come talk about, leave them in the chat, and then maybe I'll be able to spin back around and go get them. But the other fast mover out the gate today, I guess a lot of things are moving pretty fast out the gate. But I screwed that up. Archer Aviation, making a lot of plane part things for planes and helicopters and things of that sort. Of course, so I'm going to ask my question as I do every day. At this point, with what I've done in the first 5 minutes, you guys really understand that the market moves harmonically and creates advanced patterns over and over and over? Or do I have to continue? How many times do I have to do this in order for you guys to understand that? I guess that's my question. So, anyway, Archer, bullish Garley pattern, good reaction, and comes back around with a bullish back-to-back Garley patterns, a big one and a small one. And of course, they both would have won. The first big one would have won. The second one is taking off. He's off to the races. Okay, so far good because of that field and because of that structure right there, where this D completion field is. That's what's relevant. That structure, it's relevant enough to cause these type of reactions. So that's basically what we're seeing here on Archer. So moving on, who is next? Like I said, we're just looking at what's happening. Okay, so we don't really need to do too many breakdowns, or because when I bring something up that's on this list, like I did for IONQ or Palantir or Archer, a lot of the stuff is already in the works, and look at and trade this stuff all the time, if every day, if not pretty frequently. So who, I'm not sure, I'm not familiar. I'm going to bring up a company I'm not familiar with. Maybe I've looked at it before. SMR. And like I said, if there's something you want me to look at while I'm here, you got to go ahead and knock it out, because we're not going to be here that long. So this company I actually have looked at, and it did react as expected. I never finished the technicals for whatever reason, but it did. Okay, now this allows me to do something else. Okay, I told you guys that if A to B is equal to C and D, and the market creates equal measure moves, and at the completion of this pattern, okay, a counter trend opportunity is presented. Would you believe me now? Because we walked right into one in real live time. Feel the pattern at D. Remember, because most of the other advanced patterns or harmonic patterns are built off of this A to B is equal to CD principle. Okay. So come fill at what would be D. Be oversold at that point in time with bullish divergence, telling you the opportunity to get long is there. And nicely priced stock. Beautiful trading opportunity too. I will say, beautiful trading opportunity. And look at the risk versus reward on it. Like, for a person who would have known that this setup was coming at D, who would have entered at D, right? And your stop wouldn't have been that steep. It would have been like this. So this is what you would have walked yourself into. Beautiful. That is like a 7-to-1. It's an 8-to-1 risk versus reward. Okay. So yes, APR is king. Structure analysis is king. You're able to trade on clean charts. You don't really have to get confused. You just really need an understanding of how the market moves, and you really need an understanding of market structure. And then once you start throwing in your advanced patterns and things of that sort, which this is one of the most powerful ones, then you're good to go. So that's a beautiful, beautiful setup. I just don't know much about the company. What's this? NuScale Power Insider sold shares worth $500,000. Okay. $4.7 billion market cap. This is just me doing a little bit of studying. Technicals, sell, they're wrong. That's wrong. You guys see the technical is not a sell. So we can't always listen to even these analysts. You guys can see that sell rating is wrong. The rate that the analyst rating should have been buy right now. We're on a 4-hour chart. What you're looking at is the price action for the last basically day and a half. If we come back here, this is March 11th, and then we're coming to the 12th, not day and a half day, but with bullish action. And it looks like it's got some potential to hold. There's really no reason for this thing to drop. But analyst rating buy, their technical is a sell. The technical is not a sell. You guys are looking at that. That's wrong. Okay. The technical rating is not a sell. The analyst rating being a strong buy, that's good. With a target price of $21, that's good. I have a little bit higher of a target rating. My target rating would actually look like this. $23 at the, $23 would be my target on there. So takes care of that. That was SMR. Who are they? Does it say what their name is? NuScale Power Corporation. Okay. Wolf Speed. I know a lot of people have looked and talked about that company. I've looked at it. I think I might have taken a couple of shots at Wolf Speed before, but let's see what happens. Wolf Speed. I even don't want to look at Mara. Okay, we're almost done. Okay. Wolf Speed. Pretty sure we got some art on that one. Nothing. Just wait a minute. Hold on. Why do we have that 127 down there? Something happened. I don't know. I have a 127 extension down here. It might have been from one of the previous patterns. Uh, that might have been. Yeah, I can see what it is. That was for this entry here. So that was a winning Gartley pattern on Wolf Speed. That's what that was. That's why I had that line there. So that was a winning on Wolf Speed. So we know it will react harmonically. The second one was not a pattern, but again, like I showed you when we first came on, you're going to see reactions at that area, basically kind of like a buy or supply zone. I would say I don't like using words like that. They don't really go, that type of terminology doesn't go with my system of trading, but it still applies. So this is basically what you would call a supply zone. Buyers are going to come in. I would have just liked to have had a second advanced pattern setup. It's just not there. But still, either way, you got the reaction. It's doing its thing. It's very cheap. It's affordable. And, for a trader who had been looking, who had his eyes open, it would have worked. And that'd be a swing trade. A person would have been in that for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 days. So they've been in that thing for a while. But like I said, my problem with it is I would have liked to had, so this is okay, but this is not okay. I would have needed like price action up here, and then we would say, yeah, we're good to go again, a second round, but we don't get that. This is invalid. This is not a Gartley pattern. A lot of other traders who have a liking for advanced patterns would have still called that a Gartley pattern. I consider that invalid, and I would have not had got involved. Okay, cool. Enough of that guy. Wolf Speed. But opportunities there, working. Because remember, the other thing we get to do is we get to put some, we get to shine some sun on the market, because, you guys have been dealing with so much negativity and doom and gloom over the last couple of weeks, and enough of that, because that's, there's some volatility, but I just wouldn't say to the degree that people think we're in. Guy that did I get in already? Oh, please tell me I did. I'm sitting here being an idiot, and I know damn well that I wanted intel and I let him run away from me. So I have to go do that real quick. Give me 1 second. Did I go get INTC? What an idiot. I waited forever for this thing. I waited forever. He came, filled perfectly. You guys still believe me? Does the market continue to create advanced patterns over and over and over? Yes or no? All right. Is APR king or not? Show me where you can get better setups than using harmonic patterns. But I need to do something real quick. Give me 1 second, because me not being in INTC is a crime. Come on. Yeah, I just have to jump over to another screen. I have to get that INTC, because I've been waiting for it, and now I'm probably too late, because there's a big difference between 19 and 20. It seems like $1, but hey, everything matters. So give me 1 second. I just need to I have to. Yeah, I've been waiting for this, and I should have just had a limit order there, but I screwed that up. So INTC, let's just go get some of those. It's $20. Give me 1 second, and then we'll get back to the list. I mean, we're actually almost done with it. Gave us like 6 or 7 different things to look at. Can't hang around too long. Got to get going with a lot of other things. But I'm trying to keep my commitment to going live as often as possible now that I've gotten most of my recorded content and documentaries and stuff. Like, I do have a very, very good, powerful one coming on which cars should be affected by the tariffs, coming out later this evening. I'm going to put a stop at 1860. So 18.60. And then I'm going to put a target at $25. I just need to have something in here. So that was another thing what I was saying. Sometimes people, when you're um, when you're setting up your trades, even if you're feeling kind of lazy or if you don't like really feel like going through and doing your ATR base stop and stuff like that, which would have been, me basically taking this price, getting the ATR, subtracting it, and then putting it, bracketing it with my broker, just put something under. If it happens to be an advanced pattern, just come down below X and just put the price and then go, you can go adjust it later, but you got to have something in there just in case the market just, turn around and does what the market does sometime, which is zap you and just completely take you out. Let me go back in here and see what else was on this fastest movers. And I think that's it because things came out the gate fast, but they are not moving as fast as they were anymore. But I told you guys, short, quick one. That's all I have on this one. I appreciate the couple who came into the building. You can still come and look and review this video anytime, and you can use it for tracking yourself. You can use it for the information that's in it. You can use it for educational purposes and things like that. If you wanted to brush up and review on something, there was a lot of stuff. There was A to B is equal to CD pattern training in here. And I think there was a couple of BAT pattern trainings in here. So the value is in this video itself, even though it's short. So like the video if you can, give it a thumbs up so YouTube can know to send it out to the other people who might be interested. Share the video if you have other people who might be interested, and subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed. I don't know why a person would not be subscribed to a channel like this based on what you just saw. So that's all we got. You guys take care. Have a great day in the markets, and we'll be back later on tonight. We're out.